Hi friends, today it is our second day of our Calacas project. Last time you guys learned how to draw your skeleton and then drew it onto your paper. I only have one on my paper, so it makes it easier for me to show you what your next step is, but you should have 2 or more skeletons on your paper. So the very first thing we need to do is add some color, because right now it's just pencil on black paper. But we usually trace, right? But we can't put black Sharpie on black paper. So we're not gonna trace this time. We're gonna use crayon or colored pencil. And then I have these really cool bright colors. If you wanna add some designs on your skeleton, you can. I'm gonna start with white. So when you color it in white, most of you have done this already, just making sure you know. When you color in white, the white shows up really nicely on the black paper. And you want to color hard to make sure you fill up that whole space. So I'm trying to stay in my lines. Sometimes with crayons it's hard. And then I have all of this crayon dust. I'm just going to very lightly brush it away. Some of them are hard to move, so I just scratch it with my fingernail and make it go away. So this one I colored really hard. It's easy to see from far away. If I just do that real quick, do you see the difference? This one's super bright and this one's kind of like meh. So make sure that you're pressing hard so that we can see that white from far away. And then if you want to do some designs, you can take these colors and they will go right over top of that white. Or if there's certain bones, maybe I want to make my ribs kind of colorful. Make sure I do it on the right side. And these are the same. You have to press hard to make sure that the color shows up. If you don't press hard, it's gonna just look meh. We want it to make it look super nice, okay? So I'm gonna fast forward and I'm gonna color the rest of my skeleton. I'll be right back. All right, there's a couple of things I wanted to tell you while I'm coloring. So I'm still pressing really hard to make sure that my bones are nice and bright, but as I'm doing that, my crayon is wearing down. Some of you may have started with a crayon like this and it's gotten even farther down, but do not ever sharpen crayons. Crayons can be sharpened, but only with specific crayon sharpeners, which I do not have. If you put this crayon in a pencil sharpener, it will ruin the pencil sharpener. Please don't do that, okay? Also, pressing hard hurts your hand. I know, my hand hurts too. So if your hand hurts from coloring your white, just switch over to your colored crayons. And if you want to add some details, that doesn't take quite as much effort from your hand and your arm. So I would just take a break from the white, maybe add some details. Or if you want to draw stuff in the back, like if you want to add maybe some flowers. Or like we said, the skeletons, the Calacas that represent the souls of the dead. A lot of times they have stuff with them. That was their favorite when they were alive. So maybe they have a guitar or something that they're working with. So if you need to take a break from coloring in really hard with the white crayon, you can add stuff to your background or take a break and add decorations. But you do have to color the entire skeleton. All right, something else I wanted to show you guys. So you can kind of see right here I did it. I wanted to show that there were 2 different bones there. So I left a tiny bit of space in between where I was coloring. So you can see kind of a black line in between those bones. So that we know it's a different bone and they're not all connected. So I have this bone right by my hips that I want to make sure that it looks like it's its own bone. So same thing, as I'm coloring it, I'm gonna leave a little bit of space in between it and the other bones. So that means I don't exactly follow my drawing, but I made it small enough so that you can see the black space around it, and we know that that's a separate bone. So when you do that in your skull or in your ribs, make sure you leave a little bit of space so that we know that they're different bones. All right, so I'm done coloring in my skeleton with my white. Now I'm going in with my colors and adding some decorations on top of my bones. I said earlier that this was a choice. It is not. You need to take your colors and decorate your skeleton after you color it white. But I wanted to show you guys right here. Sometimes it's hard to control where your crayon goes. It's okay, because sometimes you can take your fingernail and scratch that crayon right off of your paper. Sometimes you can also do that with an eraser, but it can make a mess. So if you can use your fingernail, try that out. Or it's just a beautiful oops. So today we are just coloring and decorating our skeleton and adding stuff behind our skeleton. And then next week we will maybe add something else to our paper, like clothes.